That's why I trust you, Harvey.
I'll take quality over quantity any day, especially in a relationship. That's why I trust you, Harvey.
No one can connect you with high-quality singles like eHarmony. That's why every 14 minutes, someone finds love on eHarmony. Start free today.
So while you're in jail, some of just the inmate code, gambling, playing cards, or betting on sports, or anything like that, now it's a jail rule violation, but it still happens, and they're going to beg you. They're going to ask you when they get on this thing, well, I don't got no food, well, I'll fuck you too. You know this way, get rich. Pardon my language here, but you never use the word bitch. That is a word you do not say in jail, period.
Well, at least you can sit there and call me bitch.
The B word is a big no-no in jail. You never say bitch in jail, or you are going to fight.
If you see inmates putting their tennis shoes on, and a bunch of them, then something's getting ready to pop off.
What is the significance of lacing the shoes? What are they preparing to do?
They have socks on, or the shower shoes, which are sandals, and nobody fights in socks or sandals because you're going to trip and fall. You'll see 10 guys lace up their shoes because 2 people are going to fight.
I don't think anyone could possibly look at this and not think that there's some craziness to it. I have no idea what I'm getting into in terms of what it's actually like to be an inmate. Well, you're writing every day. My name is Brian. I'm 39 years old, and I'm an attorney for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Well, when was the last time we spent more than a week apart from each other?
I don't know. It's got to be at least a decade.
I'm married to my wife, Janie, and we have 2 children. I have a 7-year-old son named Joseph and a toddler named Micah. And we're going to curl some Joe, okay? Ready? Ready. I love them all so dearly. I'm so lucky to have them in my life. As an attorney for the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, my job is to go after the corrections officers in my department who commit job-related misconduct. So I don't have a good feel for how well corrections officers typically do their job. Would you like a resume, Craig? Yeah. Okay, hop on. Going into this, I want to test these COs because I want to see how well do they actually hold up when they think nobody's looking. I'll be able to see whether or not the inmates that we go to for information are just always liars or sometimes they're telling the truth. Here. I'm coming into this new environment. I have grown this beard out in my pathetic attempt to try to look rough around the edges. I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull it off. Are you nervous for us?
I would never go to jail. I'm a cop. If I worry about Brian in any aspect, it's maybe how he handles himself in jail. He doesn't really look like a criminal, and he's highly intelligent. He's an attorney.
As far as anything we do here, are you wanting us to hit you up when we hear it, or?
You know, in the unlikely event that you overhear a plane shank or some type of uprising, then that would be the time whenever to let us know as soon as possible.
The time.
You know, when somebody gets stabbed or hurt, I don't want to take any chances. Towards the end of the program, if you're done, we'll sit down for a good while and debrief. Okay.
I grew up on a farm. It's very quiet where I come from, very peaceful. My name is Chris, and I live in Georgia. I've never had any trouble with the law besides like speeding tickets and a parking ticket. The reason I've never been to jail is because I'm terrified of it. You hear all these horrible stories growing up, and then that's where criminals and lowlifes belong. How you been? But my brother Ryan ended up spending about 4 months in jail. Me and my brother, we've seen a lot together, but after Ryan got out of jail, we didn't communicate like we did before he went. He was a complete stranger. You want a pick?
Sure.
Everything fell apart for him. He went homeless. Every bad decision I feel like I could sit here and think of, he did. But I've been like kind of trying to wrap my head on what's the environment gonna be like.
If they talk to you, talk to them. But other than that, that's about it. I didn't really mess with nobody when I was in there.
Probably the biggest thing I'm gonna get out of this program is seeing things from Ryan's perspective and kind of understanding why not only we fell apart, but kind of why he can't seem to move on from it. I want to get into issues and figure out a way to be able to talk to him about it.
Basically, the rules that we're going to make sure you don't break. If you know it's illegal out in the real world, then it's going to be illegal in the Clark County Jail. Make sure you don't do drugs. Don't mess with cameras. That's a big major no-no. If God forbid something ever happened where you felt like you had to defend yourself, the rule, in my opinion, is don't start a fight.
It's dangerous to fight, isn't there?
I got stabbed.
I've had my jaw broke. I've seen guys look down and see blood in their oatmeal because their neck just got cut. To me, that's life or death.
We've always put safety first. And we always will. For people. For the future. And there is never a single minute's matter. Wherever you go, summer safely. Get 0% APR financing for up to 5 years on select models and exclusive lease offers.
You know migraine attacks show no mercy. Attack back with Rayback, a medicine used to treat migraine attacks when they happen. Rayback gives you a chance to go beyond relief for fast and complete pain-free. Don't drive or operate machinery for at least 8 hours after taking Rayback, even if you feel well enough. You shouldn't drink alcohol or take medicines that make you drowsy while taking Rayback. While on Rayback, call your doctor right away if you have agitation, high fever, or tight muscles to address a potentially serious problem, or if your headaches get worse. Tell your doctor if you have a history of using drugs or alcohol. Side effects include dizziness, feeling sleepy or tired, numbness, and tingling. So when a migraine attacks, attack back with Rayback and fight for complete pain freedom. Talk to your doctor and ask if Rayback's right for you.
However you go back, Walmart's got your back.
You go in, there's day room, there's stairs go up, and there's cells and cells. Try to at all costs get a bottom cell. We've got a lot better coverage on you.
What would be your advice if I'm in there, I'm an inmate, I better stand my ground? What do you want from your side of the side act? Because we have to be like, you want some of this? Because if I don't, then I'm going to get my ass kicked.
If it gets bad and you think I gotta fight somebody, I ain't catching you on the charges street.
I've seen everything. I've seen the shames. I've seen the hooch being made. I'm a CO. I've been in more fights than I can count. Yeah. It's sissies. I'm Cherie. I'm 39. I'm from the Northwest. Hi, baby. Where'd you go? You good? I'm mom of 3. And Dad's gonna make dinner tonight. Taco Tuesday. And I'm trying to go back into my career. I was a correction officer in a maximum prison. It was the most amazing job I've ever had. Being a corrections officer was a perfect fit for me, and I had to step away from it when Dustin got deployed to Afghanistan for almost 13 months. So I went from working full-time to being a stay-at-home mom. Now, my husband's back from Afghanistan, and I'm ready to go back to work. It's time. It's my time now. I want to come back like 40 pounds heavier with like 3 little honey buns.
Knows how to make like prison birthday cake and snappy, you probably did.
Really, no correction officer is ever going to get to do this. Of course, no one's ever really ready. Nobody wants to go to jail. But at the same aspect, this opportunity is so amazing to learn something and hopefully to make some great changes.
If you feel for your safety, you know, it's jail. You're going to have a decision every second of every day whether you want to stay there or not. That's up to you. It's not up to me.
Well, you can take my 3 kids. We'll see how you feel at the end. You might want
I
to
understand that too. Cherie's a former officer, so that helps her. She knows the lingo. She knows how inmates act. She knows about inmate behavior. That'll definitely be a better fit to her.
How many staff you got?
Well, you're looking at about 8, 9 per shift.
Yeah, that sounds very
But in my experience in the jail, when there's a fight, as soon as the officer makes it into the section, it's all over.
Right. I've arrested probably about 1,000 people in my career. It's a long career. My name is Quentin. I'm a retired state policeman, private investigator, and bounty hunter. I just like the way it sounds. I have 3 daughters, and I'm in the process of a divorce. extremely important for me to do this because I am curious to learn what it's like for all the people that are brought into the system. I think everybody agrees with me. Incarceration itself has value. What they don't agree with is the how, the who, and are we doing it fairly? I have no idea what it's going to be like for me to coming in as someone formerly in law enforcement. We'll find out over the next 2 months.
Are you scared at all?
I'm not scared, nervous, or worried at all.
I want to go over your cover stories. Your cover story, what is it?
We got pulled over in the cop, ran our license, and found some stuff in the car.
The cop wouldn't have found anything in the car. Only thing they found was that you had a warrant. Now, your crime happened in New York. It's imperative for participants to know their cover stories, not only for the inmates, for the staff. Our staff's been around a long time. If the story doesn't make sense to them, they're going to start asking questions too. What was the original crime that got you the warrant?
Drugs and a gun.
I've been arrested for my third DUI, second in the state of Indiana. Woke up in the drunk tank.
There was a burglary charge, failure to check in with the PO, resulting in a warrant.
I was pulled over by officer so-and-so. So-and-so ain't pulling my over, honey. This is serious. What was your statement? Well, I can wash checks. So basically, I was just going to force some signatures and cash some checks. I thought it was going to be an innocent thing. You seem pretty intelligent. Most inmates aren't. But you got it, Tony Dale.
I got pulled over for speeding on I-65. It popped up a warrant that I had back in Michigan from an armed robbery that I did.
Don't give them the whole rundown. If they need more information, they're going to ask you. If they start asking too much, but man, I'm just here to do my time.
Got arrested with 204 tabs.
Let's add to the fact that you had some more tabs, and when they searched your car, you had a syringe.
I'm an insurance agent, and I was stealing small amounts of money. If somebody looks up Brian Miller, insurance agent in the state of Indiana, nothing's going to come up. I'm concerned about that.
Let's switch it then. You're not an insurance agent, you work at an insurance company.
Okay.
My husband, military, came back from Afghanistan, got injured, and he needed money. I take Adderall, I sold my pills, and I ran out, and I needed some.
We're going to scratch that. Let's flip it that you were getting prescriptions for your husband because he's on pain meds. VA's not helping him.
Gotcha.
Each cover story has to fit the participant, has to make sense for Clark County, and you have to keep to it. That's why in training we're still tweaking the cover story so it seems believable. If you say something, your story can never change. Any other questions?
I'm sure I'll have a ton of questions and things to think about and say.
I appreciate what you're doing on behalf of the county and Clark County Jail. Thank you. Thank you.
Now that I know what you are and what you do, I kind of feel different about you.
Hold on.